Remember that time Tony Morris went on his infamous rant about tight pants? Well, there's a long history of controlling what people wear and a history of discounting people's cultural and traditional attire. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit that like button, as this helps to grow the channel so we can reach more people. Let's get into it. According to the September 2016 Watchtower article, Does Your Style of Dress Glorify God? Jehovah's Witnesses should be thankful they are not burdened with detailed clothing regulations. It says, how grateful we are that Jehovah does not burden us with detailed lists of regulations about our dress and grooming. Now, this is actually surprising because, given how strict and controlling the Watchtower is about dress and grooming. Prior to this quote, the article includes the detailed lists of regulations against unisex, provocative, overly casual, revealing, or popular fashion styles. But the next dramatization is a perfect example of how controlling they actually are.
Hey.
Hey, Olivia.
Hey.
Evidently, I haven't figured out how to talk to her about her clothes yet. I need your help.
I got this one. I know, but it's all about good spiritual judgment. Do you think that these trends reflect Jehovah's view of respectable dress? I know that you'll do the right thing.
Frankly, I do not see anything wrong with the jeans she is wearing. It is casual and not immodest at all. It is a ripped jeans with inner lining that doesn't even show her legs. Look, I agree that representing Watchtower at meetings and having a dress code has some validity, but some are just plain unreasonable and controlling. Because meeting at the Kingdom Hall is considered part of worship, Jehovah's Witnesses are expected to dress formally. Interestingly, this is not spiritual clothing, but rather the Watchtower's dated concept of business attire, which is very closely aligned with 1950s patriarchal white American corporate standards. Men must be clean-shaven, wear suits and ties. Women must dress modestly in dresses and skirts. Pants are strictly prohibited. Now, listen, I used to sit in the sweltering heat in stadiums at circuit assemblies and district conventions in suits and ties. You would not dare remove your tie for being seen as going against the Watchtower's view of how you should dress at these meetings. Here's a quote from the Watchtower 2016 September study edition. It says, "You saw a lot of casual clothing, especially when it was hot," reported a Dutch newspaper regarding a meeting of church leaders. That is not the case at the Convention of Jehovah's Witnesses. Boys and men wear jacket and tie, while the girls' and women's skirt length is in good taste, yet modern. And then the Kingdom Ministry of 2007, April, says, "Therefore, even during leisure time, such as when going out to eat after the program, we should dress as befits ministers who are in the city for the purpose of attending a Christian convention, and should not wear such clothing as jeans, shorts, or t-shirts." Now, formal attire is even expected when going for dinner or engaged in so-called leisure time during convention time. This Watchtower of September 2016 says, "When we attend assemblies and conventions, our dress needs to be appropriate and modest rather than reflect the extreme styles that may be common in the world. Even as we check in and out of a hotel, as well as when we enjoy leisure time before and after convention sessions. We want to avoid any appearance that is overly casual or slovenly. Thus, we will be proud to identify ourselves as Jehovah's Witnesses. Yes, and we will feel free to give a witness as we have an opportunity. Now, recently, on a TikTok video, I had a follower relate her experience to me when she went to visit Bethel here in South Africa in Krugersdorp. She went straight from her workplace in her formal pants, and when she arrived there, she was told to change into a skirt. And that is because of regulations like this in this pic. Now, sisters are required to wear modest dresses or skirts rather than trousers to Kingdom Malls, Bethel, and when preaching. Now, this seems counterintuitive because given that formal business slacks are more modest than a dress, actually, if you look at it, and formal business slacks are an accepted dress code in corporate settings. Now, let's look at neckties. Watchtower insists that the tie is an important part of business attire. Why does it wish its followers to aspire to the dress standards of the commercial world that it is usually critical of? Now, Watchtower identifies big business as the corrupt traveling merchants of Revelation 18 verse 3 that support Babylon the Great. Not only do neckties violate general Watchtower principles, they are no longer part of modern business attire, as most corporate positions do not require employees to wear a necktie at all. Now, I've worked in large corporate blue chip companies on senior management level, and not once have I seen a senior manager or an executive at meetings with neckties. On rare occasions, a tie may add to the appearance of a well-dressed person, but in most cases, ties are unnecessary. In 2016, a Watchtower image shows elders counseling a brother in a business suit because the cut of his legs is considered too tight. The control even extends to casual attire. Now, Watchtower images depict Jehovah's Witnesses following the excessive and inappropriate standards of dress for casual activities, such as wearing business trousers and shirts while engaged in sport, in recreation, as seen in this pic. Who wears slacks and shirts to the beach? Now, children are not spared from this excessive control the Watchtower has with regard to clothing. The governing body's unhealthy obsession with tight pants carries over into this video.
Now that you are well prepared, it's time to talk about personal appearance. How we look is very important because we represent Jehovah. Getting ready for the ministry, we need to make sure our appearance is saying the right things. Jehovah wants your appearance to be well-arranged and modest. What that means is that we look and smell clean. Our clothes fit well, but not too well. Our hair is done, and we aren't drawing too much attention to ourselves. Looking sharp, my son. Now it's time to talk about proper behavior. Our conduct while in the ministry is another way we can bring praise to Jehovah. So make sure you are on your best behavior. Avoid talking or laughing loudly, playing around, or intruding on anyone's property or privacy. Also, no eating at the door. Remember, when we go door to door, people see us, and good behavior gives a good witness. We would never want to give anyone a reason to find fault with our ministry.
Can I go out in service now?
Yes, looks like you are ready. It's time to put the 3 P's to the test.
Hi, my name's Caleb. What's your name?
Hi, Caleb. My name.
The indoctrination is quite strong with the children. The world is filled with different cultures, nationalities, with each having their own traditions and cultural dress and attire. However, even in Watchtower publications, people are always depicted in Western-style suit and tie business attire. Now, this in effect discounts and judges other cultures' traditional attire and clothing, Although, Tony Morris has this to say.
Don't judge people by what you see, based on their culture, the color of their skin. This world is filled with judges. We're Jehovah's Witnesses. We don't do that. We leave the judging to Jehovah and Jesus Christ, and don't judge whether you think they'll converse with you. That's wrong. Jesus didn't do that, and he set that perfect example for us. Go ahead, and then if you're a little nervous about it, then we beg Jehovah for his Spirit to help us, to give us the courage to witness about his beautiful name and purposes. Moreover, stop judging, and you will by no means be judged. And stop condemning, and you'll by no means be condemned. Keep on forgiving, and you will be forgiven. So, very priceless counsel on the need to be forgiving. Jehovah and Jesus certainly are. He also, you'll notice in verse 37, stated, stop judging. Just stop it.
I think it is time that you and the rest of your governing body heed your own advice there, Tony. Why do a group of religious leaders believe it is necessary to impose strict clothing regulations? The governing body is mostly made up of old white men with a token black guy from America who have no concept of American corporate standards, let alone global cultural attire.